This is a video I've wanted to do for a while, because among Engage's list of crimes, it has some of the most boring, productive thieves in the entire series. Not only do their personalities and designs suck, but also their combat. Pick a struggle. I want to analyze how we got here and what needs to be done if we do not want the thief to be the biggest potential class in the series. I'm going to mathematically analyze if my feelings about Engage are just biases or have thieves truly fallen off. I will grade them on swag, thief-like behavior, utility, and combat. To be honest, the best thing about thieves for me is swag and personality, so I'll be giving that a few more points. They have those thief qualities. They're sly, they're thick.
I'm gay.
They're sly, they're slick. They're maybe a little bit underhanded. The cool thing about thieves to me, too, is their utility. Like the fact that they can just have all these abilities that really change up the game format. I've always loved that about thieves. They create side objectives, side missions, which change the dynamic of the map. It's awesome. Thieves, since time immemorial, have always changed how you play the game. Even in these RPGs where you have Final Fantasy IX, it changes how you grind the game. Like you're just stealing, waiting for the rare drop. You know, that's the dynamic that Thieves have always had in role-playing games. So we need Thieves to change how we play the games, revolving around stealing, trickery, things like that. Thieves have always been this kind of niche support class that is a physical attacker rather than a magical attacker. That is just what the Thief class have always been in RPGs. And we're talking support utilities that have something to do with being a thief. So poison, that reminds me of assassins, that reminds me of something slick and underhanded. You have anything revolving around money, stealing, gaining money. That is premium utility for a thief. That's what we expect to see from thieves. So that's what I mean. It's not going to be utility in the sense of give somebody attack up. That has nothing to do with being a thief at all. So again, focusing on things that are thief-like in nature. And then the way they fight, they have those qualities of a quick and fast attacker that really can pack a punch, hit in the vital areas. It reminds you of that assassin kind of archetype, which kind of goes hand in hand with the thief. That's the thief personality. So I'm gonna be looking at all of that stuff together, if that made any kind of sense. If this is your first time watching my videos, this is like normally how I talk. I don't really do too much, you know. I'm not gonna over explain what a thief is. You guys know what a thief is, okay? That's what we're gonna be looking at in this video. The math is generally vibes based, so don't take it too seriously, because I ain't taking it too seriously, if you know what I'm saying. Fire Emblem 1 is barely worth mentioning, but at least Julian is cold and gets bitches on his dick. The problem with the Marth game Thieves is that they are completely irrelevant because Marth has the Fire Emblem, which can unlock doors and chests. Fuck Julian and Ricker. Big Marth is my thief. Marth low-key one of my favorite Fire Emblem lords to use in gameplay. I'm not gonna lie, I love that he can unlock chests. He low-key has a little delivery driver or mailman thing going on, but really, he's not really a mailman. He's like a male wife. And then she doing all the lifting. I need art of that right now. I might make it myself. Big Cheetah bringing home the bacon and Marth cooking the bacon. That's kind of their relationship in my opinion. But Marth's not really a thief, so this is a relevant diversion. But I just wanted to tell you how much I like Marth. Maybe we'll do a Lord video. Maybe we'll do a Lord video and rank them niggas. Who knows? And their combat just sucks. Look at these growths and these bases. They don't promote? I have to give him a 50 for swag because Julian is carrying the fuck out of Rickard. A big 0 for thief behavior because you're just going to use Marth for it. When I played these games, I just use Marth. So they basically have no real utility if I'm being honest. And a 0 for combat. That's an F. I was shitting on Engage, but I don't see how Engage can be worse than the FE1 Thieves at the very least. Echoes, that's my GOAT game, obviously. But it doesn't have Thieves. 0. The progress is not looking very good. It's not looking good if I'm being honest. FE4. Swag. Dude got the swag. What it do? Dude actually move like Mansa Musa in this bitch, giving people free shit. We love a useful guy. And he scores in the game. Like, did y'all read the Lakeisha dude lover conversation? That was wild. But his actual drip is not really dripping, so he doesn't get full marks. But much swag to him. Then Patty, she's a cute girl. She has some funny combos where she basically tells Lewin's son, Corporal, to F off. She makes a good meal for her husband cousin. She has a husband cousin? Sorry, Patty truthers, but your goat can commit incest. She is getting deducted for that alone. But she does get herself the brace sword. I appreciate you, Miss Alabama. And she does fangirl over Shannon, who is top 3 hottest guys in the series. So she has taste. She has taste at the very least. And Patty has a hat. I love hats. Patty is swagged out. Patty's a philanthropist. She canonically drugs people too. Very cool. You get some of those points back. Daisy has a cute little bow. That's all I have to say about swag. These are their scores. Versatility. Now, they can't steal shit, but they do redistribute the wealth. But the whole redistributing the wealth is stealing. Those 1% worked very hard for their... Okay, moving on. This was a very useful mechanic for FE4, even though it was a bit of nonsense, since you have to give all the gold at once. And the characters just not trading like a normal people, and just giving the stuff to their friends. You gotta do it through the pawn shop. It's a little bit ridiculous, but if I'm being honest, the Thieves really do help this out, so they have a lot of utility for me. Definitely do change the game dynamic. It's a very unique purpose that is necessary for survival in Yggdrasil, so I have to give it top marks. Very sad there is no stealing though. I mean, enemies just have bargain rings for no reason. What did Kaga mean by this? Like, is he telling me he was a cheapskate? The dude he gave a robe and a big nose? I don't know if that's very PC, Kaga. Very anti-Semitic of you. Speaking of bargain, Do has bargain, and it can make selling and buying items at the same price, which is a pretty useful ability if you want to put a good sword on Do. And now, let's get to Do's versatility as a sperm bank, because I don't know where to put this, so I'm gonna put it in thief behavior, I guess. It's a utility, I guess, of Do. Do's utility here is that he gives his kids the ability to get items for half off. Ain't that good? Isn't that like low-key kind of like, you know, a thief behavior? Like, I mean, think about it. That's good. That's good. Like, goated sperm. I can't lie. I can't go. Like, isn't that like the thing that a thief sperm should do? Like, do I have to explain this, guys? Like a utility is a use, and you use Do for his goated sperm? What it do? Do you get it yet? Am I crazy? And he can pass that down to, ideally, someone who has a holy weapon. The only person who can hand it down to is Fabale, as Bridget is the only woman who passes down a legendary weapon. I look up to you, Kaga, you're my goat, but you're not beating the sexism allegations with this one. Why is Bridget the only one that passes down a legendary weapon? They gotta change that in the remake. It has to get changed because I can't do what I gotta do with what it do. I can't do it with Do. And that's unacceptable. So we're gonna need some more legendary wounds in the remake. Yes. Lachesis is also cool, I suppose, because Dire Mood is the GOAT, Nana is the GOAT, but definitely not as good as Fabale. And then Patty would get Soul. It's not the best inheritance, but it's something. I'll give him a few extra points for utility here, which should cap him out, but we'll see how the math ends up. Patty comes with Sleep Sword, which can be clutch, but it's not as crazy as it sounds because it's proccing his RNG. It's a nice utility she has though, giving you a free weapon with its effect. Same for Daisy. Also, I feel like Do is necessary for ranked runs of FE4 because you need him to unlock the bridge. If you don't have it, you have to do this whole thing with the mountains and Sigurd. It feels like he's necessary for a ranked run, so Do is very important to beating the game. Beating the game in a timely fashion. Now to combat. Thieves can finally promote. They gain Pursuit on promotion. I find Patty harder to use than Do because Gen 1 has more axes and less siege tomes. You can give Patty Luna from Holland, but then the one you actually want to be good inherits nothing. So I won't give her much for having Luna access. Nothing too crazy, but it's possible for sure. Daisy's a thief with Miracle. Yay! This was hard to grade, but FE4 gets a C for swag, A for thief behavior, utility, and D for combat. And if you know anything about me, we're going places with the Thracian 76ers. Lithis is that fucking guy. Yeah, Lithis, he's a little pathetic, but he has goons, minions, including Shiva. He had Shiva on his fucking team. Make Lithis the goddamn protag, bro. He could have saved and solved everything. He's a bit of an asshole, but he's easily the most story-relevant thief in the series if we don't count Sothe. I've always loved this guy. I'm giving him lower slag because he gaslights, and I may be the Prince of Darkness, but I'm no misogynist. Julius loves his women. Lithis also becomes a politician after they get into the game, and I have to appreciate his high ambitions. And really, I want to give him extra credit because he's such a fleshed out character for a SNES game. He has so much characterization and dialogue and just little ways that really flesh out his character. I found it very impressive. He's definitely, to me, one of the better written characters in that game. And I just love the focus on Lithis. It's so fun. The only bad thing about Lithis is his fit. Somebody give my brother a nice lineup. But he pulls it off. I like the colors and pants. 110 points on swag for Lithis. He'd have 120 if he didn't gaslight women. Also, his recruitment is quite sad. You can just pick him up and take him away, and he submits like a little bitch. The Pirate Bandit lost 50 aura that day, but only 10 points. Pern? Ho ho ho! Pern is a fucking pimp! Comes with the King's Sword, hair got product in it. I fuck with the belt, but it's giving me evil peasant. But maybe this is how he saves money, by dressing like a bum. I can't be too harsh if it's economical. And remember, Lithis? Pern was his childhood bully, and this man keeps Lithis in line. Pern still intimidates Lithis to this day, and I find that hilarious. Also, back on the pimp shit, Pern is the only boss who has enemy dancers in the whole series if we're barring heroes. If this isn't aura, I don't know what is. However, they might be underage sex slaves, so I won't give him all the points he deserves. But look at his crew. Tina, Salem, Trude. I think with just the first two, and the charisma he has to turn one of your own units into one of the best characters in the game, he also could have sold the game by himself. He has the King's Sword too. He's fire. Lara is cute, to be honest, especially her heroes are she has swag, but not as much as Lithis and Pern. It's cool that she's trying to focus the Empire though. I love a queen of La Revoluzione. I'm sorry. It's just very hard to compete with two of the most accomplished thieves in the entire series. Thief behavior for Thracia is off the chain. They can steal items provided they have enough pawn. This may not seem useful since there's a capture mechanic in the game, but this process is still RNG based. With a few lucky level ups, Lithis can steal tomes from enemies without needing to capture them. It also lets the lower con guys be able to participate in the shenanigans. Also, Marth isn't in this game, so them actually having lockpicks is quite good. Thieves can also unlock bridges. So if you're an idiot like me, and you didn't know to get a bridge key, thieves are a must. Lara gets a minus here, but only a little bit, due to her lower con. She can only steal useless items and keys really. Also, remember how I said Pern has so much charisma that he creates one of the best characters in the game, I was talking about Laura. She still retains her thief abilities as a dancer, so no picking and choosing here. Her utility as a thief dancer is rather unique, so I have to give her 100, even if she doesn't have high con. But in actuality, she is actually one of the most swole characters in the series, so her low con at base doesn't really matter, just trust me. Combat. Any unit can be good in Thracia because of scroll abuse, which isn't hard at all. So I'll only give points if they can be better than their peers. Per is awesome. He's promoted, he has soul, starts with King's Sword. FCM is 5, and for those that don't know what FCM is, basically it's the follow-up crit multiplier. On your follow-up, you multiply the crit rate by this number, and Per has 5. He has the highest FCM in the game. I think I share it with like 8 other characters. He's that guy for sure. Such a Chad. And Lithis, I love you, but this is where you suck. No skills, nothing interesting. Also, miserable bases. When I used them, he was the GOAT because I scroll abuse. But again, every character can do that. It takes some favoritism as well. Okay, and Laura on the surface appears similar to Lithis. In other words, she sucks ass. However, Laura is actually swole, as I mentioned before. Remember that dancer promotion? Well, my good friend DeFreeze has enlightened me that it is possible to get Laura to internal level 80 through an exploit. Level 20 has Thief, promote. Level 20 has Thief Fighter, promote via Pern to Dancer. Level 20 Dancer, promote back to Thief Fighter for level 20 again. She is the only level 80 internal character pre-awakening and easily becomes the most cracked character in the game. And also for this reason, having internal level 80 benefits from scroll abuse more than any character in the game. She can have whatever con you damn well want. Though, it seems to get the ball rolling at first. Think of how many movement stars she'll get throughout the game. She's cracked. Imagine your dancer having like 8 movement. It's possible. It's possible. Though it seems hard to get the ball rolling at first, I will admit that. That's 100 for the possibility of doing this once in a franchise stuff. And if you hate not having a dancer with internal level 60 still kicks ass. Wow. I came into this video thinking that Fates or FE7 would have the best thieves. Those are my biases, but I don't see anyone topping these numbers. But that's just Thracia. That's just the GOAT game. That's just the GOAT game. It surprises you. It surprises you every time. FE6, here we go. This isn't gonna be good. Chad, he looks cool, to be honest. I like his hair and eyes. His personality doesn't stand out too much, though. So Sothe is cool. I like that he's older. Makes him stand out a little bit. Also, he has bitches on his dick. But he's a bum father who abandoned Igreen instead of, I don't know, comforting her over the loss of their child. Minus 50 points. So, F. Yeah, I want my thieves to be cool, but abandoning Igreen is anti-swag. And it's not like he was doing anything in the meantime. This is just too realistic for me to even make light of. Not a lot redeeming here. Kath has a cute design, and she has an interesting recruitment. It's mostly annoying. You can get her pretty late because of this though. C. Thief behavior. They can steal and use lockpicks, and Mark isn't in this game. C. Nothing too interesting. Combat. I like GBA Thieves, but they are some of the worst due to not having promotions and therefore promo games. Things can be done with them, but it takes favoritism, which you can give to any character in this game. And they don't really stand out from anyone else that much. F. No promotion kills these guys. This is what I expected, just a big pile of mid, but chat looks cool, I guess. FE7. I'm expecting some heat. This is one of my favorite cast of thieves, so we'll see how it goes. Swag. The least swaggy is Matthew, and Matthew is that dog. Let's get him out of the way first. Nice lineup, nice colors. Okay, Matthew, amazing sprite. However, Matthew takes a hit because of his personality. Matthew does have game since he got with Layla, but his reaction to Layla's passing is simply unacceptable. He blames Jafar for what happened and has more smoke for him than he does Nurgle or Sonya, any of the people that actually wronged him. Jafar is literally a child trafficking victim and was groomed. It would be one thing if I was just talking about the story. The support was terrible and one of the worst in FE7. He pretends to have kidnapped Nino and tries to kill Jafar in some insane roleplay. Then he goes total skits and talks to Layla's ghost. Due to the nature of the few supports, you are cop blocking Jafar with this for this shitty support. He's not about to get with Nino because he needs to get A support with you, and this is the A support? Are you kidding me? Going skits and talking to Layla's ghost? Wow. And then Jafar just could have had a good support with somebody else. It's just, I really don't like that support. There are positive sides to Matt's personality for sure. However, his relationship with Layla takes up a lot of his screen time, so you can't really ignore it. I have to give him a 60. It's passing in Canada. Maybe America too, I forget. It's passing, but this just makes him less cool to me. Taking out his problems on innocent children. Look what? He's a master of his craft. He did the thing in Isadora's support. He flirted and got her stuck in a 10-year-long genjutsu just from flirting. Look at that scar, that long hair, the cool colors just flow beautifully together. Also, he has a semblance of aura in at least in lore being able to keep up with Lloyd and Linus. He gets 120 for swag because while not a pimp or a gang leader, he has thief personality and probably is the best design so far. Jafar is known as the Angel of Death, a stone cold killer. His design is striking and he's the only melanated thief in the series. I'm shocked. I'm shocked there aren't more brown thieves. I mean, look what they did with Tamara, sings about meat all day and shakes her ass. I'm just surprised that Fire Emblem was not more stereotypical. They didn't make more black people thieves or more brown people thieves, more Romanian thieves. It just doesn't happen. We might be talking about meat all day and shaking our asses, but we aren't thieves to them, thank God. And now my man Jafar, look at him. I don't have to explain this. 120. His personality, he's chill, wants to protect Nino. Dev has that cold killer look to him, peak thief right here. These are stealthy, they commit crimes. This is him to a T. And did you see how he killed Layla? Rest in peace to Queen, but come on. That is assassins, that is thieves to a T. Stealthy before you even realize what's going on. Just jumped your ass. Like, that's what we talking about, the one shot as well. Come on. That is what I like to see. So him having that confirmed moment in the story is very big for him. So yeah, he's cool. It is what it is. Thief behavior. They all use lockpicks, but Jafar can't steal. But this game is the one that introduced lethality. And what is more stealthy and underhanded than a one-hit KO? So Jafar has a tiny minus for no steal. Legault and Matt are, you know, they're a little bit higher. I give them a B, you know what I'm saying? However, I can't give it full marks on it because you cannot utilize lethality and lock touch at the same time. In other games, like Awakening Fates, you will be able to utilize those both at the same time. So, to me, I cannot give them full marks. It's like, it's typical thief stuff, but not being able to access both lethality and stealing at the same time is kind of a minus for me personally. And it's like other thieves didn't even have assassinate, but they have something else that really makes them stand out and really ups the thief thing to the max. So I'm just saying, like, assassin is why they're getting more points. They have access to it, but they can't do it while doing some of the other thief stuff. I think it's a little bit boring personally. Especially because later in the series you can utilize both at once. It's like, you can't steal stuff, but you can do the one-hit KOs. It's like, no, you gotta have both. This is how Thief Assassin classes always worked in RPGs. They have the steal at base, and then they can get some of these moves that deal quite the punch. Even Eric in Dragon Quest XI has both these qualities. He didn't lose steal as he levels up is a little bit insane. Is it reasonable why I'm rating them a little bit lower? Even though they have Assassinate, they get some more points, but over the FE6 Thieves, but it's still not ideal. To keep it a buck for combat, only Jafar is good. 100 for him. Legault and Matt are alright and a pink level up, especially for Matt, so 60 and 70 to them. But having Assassin access is enough to be way better than most Thieves on the list. FE8. Too much blue. I like his eyes, 60. Renault is dripped out. The headband, the hair, the booze, the dark coat, this is easily a A+ design. But I do not love the personality of these Thieves regardless, so that score will be taking a hit. Holm is a perceptive yet naive kid. Meh. His whole personality, in my opinion, is being friends with Naomi. Who cares? F. Renault. I want to like him. His La Rochelle support reminds me of a cheesy Otome game. He's trying too hard, but I enjoyed it. But man, Tethys ganked him like a sucker. Then, in his Colm support, he's making fun of a child for being poor. What is thiefy about that? Thieves are mostly poor kids that level up when they get older, like Lucas and Pern. So, I thought that was a weird support for him to have. We got Thieves like Kath, who redistributes the wealth. We got people, the FE4 Thieves, all about redistributing the wealth. We got Laura, who is a queen of the Revoluzione, as I said before. I just don't think Renac fits into this mold of the archetypical thief. And it's so opposite that it actually just turns me off. I'm like, why is he making fun of impoverished children? Like, that's wrong. Not that thieves are supposed to be upstanding guys, but you get what I mean. It's very anti-thief of him. If we're being real, the personality is just left. Thieves can also fit into a kind of trickster character archetype as well, because they're a little bit tricky, they're fast, can't catch him. He doesn't fit into that at all. So he has nothing going for him in terms of being like any kind of thief character personality wise. And he's has a very clunky La Rochelle support. He's bitching in his Dozla support. It just gives major loser vibes. And I know this is rich coming from a Lithus guy, but Lithus had goons and plot relevance political power. His loser qualities balance out his perks to make a quite dynamic and well-rounded character. But Renac, I just have to give him an F. I just don't like it. FE8 has a very similar problem to FE7 in that you cannot have lethality and steal at the same time. However, you can still promote and have steal due to the new option of the rogue class, which does put it above FE7 for me, because in FE7 you just have to choose to not promote one of your thieves just so that you can still have the steal commands. I'm gonna put it a little bit above FE7 thieves because you have the option of rogue. Combat, Colm is bad, he's an early game thief, you know how that is. Renac is a lot better, he's promoted and more in late game. So, I'm gonna have to split this thief video into two. I haven't even played Path of Radiance, Radiant Dawn yet. That's probably a very important step to making this kind of video. And yeah, but this video is long enough as it is, so let's look at the progress report. Honestly, we see a general uptrend as time is going along, and I think that's very promising, but will it go down? You'll have to see next time, and I will not discuss the findings of this video in the video, because I haven't even made the stuff yet. But in the comments, what do you think of the findings? Do you think it has any relevance? Do you think that I messed up some of the numbers? You can argue with me in the comment section, and then maybe I can adjust it for part 2, so it'll be something more accurate, and I will adjust those changes.
Subscribe, man!
I'll adjust those changes later on. But thank you for watching. This is a new type of video for me. I might do more videos like this, analyzing how the series, how the classes have evolved over time, if I like the class. Some of my other favorite classes are Myrmidon, Swordmasters, Corell's my boy, Shannon's my boy, she was my boy, so you know, maybe a Swordmaster video is coming up soon. But yeah, thank you.